So Tom, Sanctuary Cove International Boatshow, 3 new releases, first time for Maritimo. Can you run us through what 3 models you've got, and then tell us a little bit about this one? This one stands out to me.
So yeah, we have 3 global launches here. We have the S600 Offshore, the M600 Offshore, and then we have the M60 Flybridge motor yacht here. So they all have their slight differences, all 60-foot models. But yeah, as you can see here, the M60 Flybridge here, this is the largest flybridge of our range at the moment that's in the water. So the M75 is coming later next year, but as you can see, it's just the profile of this boat is incredible. Just the elongation of it with that extra hull length and that longer bridge. And you can see we've kept the concaved wings there, which utilises the internal beam above the flybridge as well. So that also opens up inside the galley because it pushes the staircase further inboard.
So the bridge deck is actually wider than the saloon walls, isn't it?
So in the flybridge design, we've designed integrated wings into the shape and contours of the hardtop. So not only does that give you that real sort of motor yacht wing overhang on the side decks, but it actually has a functional value in that it gives you a lot more internal beam in the flybridge. And what that also does is it pushes the internal staircase further outboard and giving you a bit more room downstairs in the galley as well.
Yep. So obviously the wings also give you a lot of protection up the walkways, but something that stands out to me is all the horizontal lines. Like I really like the black-white striping of the roof and whatnot, but these windows stand out to me. So what's changed here?
Yeah, so we look at that in the whole side profile of the boat and to try and elongate the look of the boat and really give it those long flowing lines. So we have lines running from the back of the superstructure here through the saloon windows. You've got them carrying all the way to the bow. So we're making the contours basically as long and sweeping as we can to really just lengthen the appeal of the boat. In the hull windows here, we've had the main hull window through the master stateroom there and into the guest stateroom and master ensuite. But we do have the option as well to have the additional hull windows in there to give you that light in the forward cabins. But what that also does from the external profile of the boat, again, just helps elongate and really sleekens the look of the boat.
So Tom, this is the M60. Now, we've got a full-length hull under us here, so our draft is a little bit shallower. We should be better into a head sea as well. This amount of space, this is what, more than 10 metres?
Yeah, so this is the adventure deck here. So this is where all the versatility comes from and all the things that you can do with it. So the 60s, obviously you've got the huge upper cockpit area here, which is all protected. But you can do anything here from have tenders on deck, whether they're transverse. So this owner has actually got a jet ski on the platform as well, which will be stationed across, which still keeps all of this area free for entertaining and that. But this whole island here also lifts up and exposes a garage underneath. So you have a 3.2 metre tender garage under there, and he's actually got a Sea-Doo jet ski stored under there as well. So
you'd get like a Williams jet tender in there if you wanted.
Absolutely. Yep. So and you can imagine. So we've got the staples out the back. We've got the rod holders. We've also got some awning poles here. So we've got the retractable awning here that we can unroll and run that out to our Euro poles here, and then you can see the breezeway in there, all in that hidden recess. So we can drop that down and encapsulate that all in there and protect yourself from sun or anything like that in the upper cockpit area too.
All right, let's have a look at what's different about the M600, eh?
Yeah, sure.
So this is the M600, another launch, one of the 3.
Yeah, so the M600 Offshore here, and the term offshore, comes from its offshore pedigree, but really it's about its offshore cockpit, and that's one of the big differences, with the S600 and M600 Offshore. So as you can see here, you've got this expansive area which is all enclosed in. So you've got the gate here, the full transom door with the bridge gate here. You've got live wells under the deck here. You've got access and still have that storage area underneath the cockpit floor as well.
So still a tender garage underneath?
So no tender garage because we can't get the tender out over the enclosed cockpit. But that's where on the M series here we have the swim platform where we can have a tender here, or we have the bow
up front.
But that's where it really comes into its own. If you don't want to have the swim platform interrupting any of your fishing, we'll have a look at on the S boat what we can do with that boat there too.
So with this one, we say fishing focused, live well, big kill tank, gaff storage, and you can option not to have the swim platform.
Yeah, correct. So that that swim platform, if you want to be doing some reversing, you can have that swim platform area all gone, and you can have just the flush transom there. Good. So we've got undercuts under all the gaff lockers there as well, so you can get your toes in under there if you're leaning over the side. More importantly too, here we have the spigot here, provision for the fighting chair. Now what we've done, we've made sure there's enough length in this cockpit that even with the chair in here, that we can walk around the back of the chair and walk around the front of the chair. So we've spoken to some fishing enthusiasts there in the design process, and really making this as functional as possible to work for fishing, but also to be that hybrid style motor yacht as well, where the rest of the family can still enjoy the cruising and the rest of the journey where you're going to find the fish.
Yeah, nice. All right, let's have a look at the S600, the last of the three. So Tom, S600, the sedan obviously. Similar hull, same hull as the M600. We don't have a swim platform, probably the first and most obvious thing, but next most obvious thing being a sedan. There's something on the roof that stands out about it.
Yeah, so the S600, we have a hardtop utility area. So we have the provision for a davit. You can run a 350 kilo davit up in that area. So obviously if we're set up for fishing where we don't have the swim platform here, we have an area where we can get a really good sized tender to go with that boat. Even you could possibly have an aluminium boat up there, other forms of storage. You can do everything from your safety gear to kayaks, paddleboards, all that stuff that is big and bulky and you want to keep out of your sort of day-to-day deck space.
So and then you can keep the bow clear, obviously.
So with your driving position, on the main deck, you're keeping those sight lines clear with no tender up on the forward deck. So again, this is the sedan version of our offshore model. So it's again centered around having that fishing versatility, but not only that, it's got that ability just to have the enclosed cockpit area for anyone looking for that just security on deck and that peace of mind in areas where you're going to be doing a bit more offshore cruising, or being able to just to use this area as another entertainment area.
Yeah, well done, mate. 3 awesome looking boats.
Thanks, Tim.
Thanks, Tom.